Shalom, welcome to Tactically Torah. I am Heath Hayes. Today is day 81 of Read the Bible in a Year. We are reading in the book of Judges, chapters 11 through 14. Let's get started. Chapter 11. And Yiftah, the Gileadite, was a mighty brave one, but he was the son of a whore, and Gilad brought forth Yiftah. And the wife of Gilad bore sons. And when his wife's sons grew up, they drove Yiftah out and said to him, "You shall not have an inheritance in the house of our father, for you are the son of another woman." And Yiftah fled from his brothers and dwelt in the land of Tob. And worthless men banded together with Yiftah and went out with him. And it came to be sometime later that the children of Ammon fought against Israel. And it came to be when the children of Ammon fought against Israel, that the elders of Gilad went to bring Yiftah out of the land of Tob. And they said to Yiftah, "Come, and you shall be our commander, and let us fight against the children of Ammon." But Yiftah said to the elders of Gilad, "Did you not hate me and drive me from my father's house? Why have you come to me now when you are in trouble?" And the elders of Gilad said to Yiftah, "That is the reason why we have turned to you, that you shall go with us and fight against the children of Ammon and be our head over all the inhabitants of Gilad." And Yiftah said to the elders of Gilad, "If you take me back home to fight against the children of Ammon, and Yahweh gives them to me, am I to be your head?" And the elders of Gilad said to Yiftah, "Yahweh is witness between us if we do not do according to your words." Then Yiftah went with the elders of Gilad, and the people set him over them as head and commander. And Yiftah spoke all his words before Yahweh in Mizpah. And Yiftah sent messengers to the sovereign of the children of Ammon, saying, "What is between you and me, that you have come to fight against me in my land?" And the sovereign of the children of Ammon said to the messengers of Yiftah, "Because Israel took my land when they came up out of Mitzrayim, from Arnon as far as Yabok, and to the Jordan, and now give back those lands in peace." But Yiftah sent messengers to the sovereign of the children of Ammon and said to him, "This is what Yiftah said: Israel did not take the land of Moab, nor the land of the children of Ammon. For when they came from Mitzrayim, and Israel walked through the wilderness as far as the Sea of Reeds and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messengers to the sovereign of Edom, saying, 'Please let me pass over through your land.' But the sovereign of Edom would not listen, and they also sent the sovereign of Moab. But he refused, so Israel stayed at Kadesh. Then they went through the wilderness around the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came to the east side of the land of Moab, and encamped beyond Arnon. But they did not enter the border of Moab, for Arnon was the border of Moab. And Israel sent messengers to Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, sovereign of Heshbon, and Israel said to him, "Please let us pass over through your land into our place." But Sihon did not trust Israel to pass over through his border, and Sihon gathered all his people together, and they encamped in Yahatz and fought against Israel. And Yahweh Elohim of Israel gave Sihon and all his people into the hand of Israel, and they struck them. So Israel took possession of all the land of the Amorites and the inhabitants of that land. Thus they took possession of all the border of the Amorites, from Arnon to Yabok, from the wilderness to the Jordan. And now Yahweh Elohim of Israel has driven out the Amorites from before his people, Israel. Should you then possess it? Whatever Chemosh, your mighty one, gives you to possess, do you not possess it? And all that which Yahweh your Elohim takes possession before us, we possess. And now are you any better than Balak son of Zippor, sovereign of Moab? Did he ever strive against Israel? Did he ever fight against them? While Israel dwelt in Heshbon and its villages, in Aroer and its villages, and all the cities along the banks of Arnon for 300 years, why did you not recover with them that time? Or recover them within that time. There it is. So I have not sinned against you, but you are doing evil by fighting against me. Let Yahweh the judge today between the children of Israel and the children of Ammon. But the sovereign of the children of Ammon did not listen to the words which Jephthah sent him. And the spirit of Yahweh came upon Jephthah, and he passed through Gilad and Manasseh, and passed through Mizpah of Gilad. And from Mizpah of Gilad he passed on toward the children of Ammon. And Jephthah made a vow to Yahweh and said, if you give the children of Ammon into my hands, then it shall be that whatever comes out of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall belong. Then it shall be that whatever comes out of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace to the children of Ammon, shall belong to Yahweh, and I shall offer it up as an ascending offering. Okay. Jephthah then passed on toward the children of Ammon to fight against them. And Yahweh gave them into his hands, and he struck them from Aroer as far as Minnith, 20 cities, and to Abel Keramim with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were humbled for the children of Israel, before the children of Israel. And Jephthah came to his house at Mizpah, and saw his daughter coming to meet him with timbrels and dancing. Now except for her, he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to be, when he saw her, that he tore his garments and said, O my daughter, you have brought me a very low, and you are among those who trouble me. And I have given my word to Yahweh, and I am unable to turn back. And she said to him, my father, if you have given your word to Yahweh, do to me according to what is gone out of your mouth, because Yahweh has taken vengeance for you upon your enemies, the children of Ammon. And she said to her father, let this be done for me. Let me alone for 2 new moons, and let me go and wander on the mountains and bewail my maidenhood, my friends and I. Then he said, go. And he sent her away for 2 new moons, and she went with her friends and bewailed her maidenhood in the mountains. And it came to be at the end of the 2 new moons that she returned to her father, and he did to her as he had vowed. And she knew no man, and it became a statute in Israel, that the daughters of Israel went every year for 4 days to lament the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite. Chapter 12. And the men of Ephraim gathered together and passed towards Siphon, and said to Jephthah, why did you pass over to fight against the children of Ammon, and did not call us to go over with you? We are going to burn your house over you with fire. And Jephthah said to them, my people and I were in a great struggle with the children of Ammon. And when I called you, you did not save me out of their hands. And I saw that you would not save me. Then I took my life in my hands and went over against the children of Ammon, and Yahweh gave them into my hand. And why have you come up to me today to fight against me? Jephthah then gathered together all the men of Gilad and fought against Ephraim. And the men of Gilad struck Ephraim, because they had said, you Gileadites are fugitives of Ephraim, in the midst of Ephraim and in the midst of Manasseh. And Gilad captured the fords of the Jordan and faced Ephraim. And it came to be, when the fugitives from Ephraim said, let me pass over, the men of Gilad said to them, you are an Ephraimite, if he said no. Then they would say to him, please say Shibboleth. And he would say Shibboleth, for he was unable to pronounce it right. Oh, Shibboleth, for he was unable to pronounce it right. Then they seized him and slew him at the fords of the Jordan. And at that time there fell 42,000 Ephraimites. And Jephthah ruled Israel 6 years. And Jephthah the Gileadite died and was buried in one of the cities of Gilead. And after him, Ibzan of Bethlehem ruled Israel. And he came to have 30 sons and 30 daughters, and he sent abroad and brought in $30 daughters for his sons. And he ruled Israel 7 years. And Ibzan died and was buried at Bethlehem. And after him, Elon the Zebulonite ruled Israel. And he ruled Israel 10 years. And Elon the Zebulonite died and was buried at Ayalon in the land of Zebulun. And after him, Abdon, son of Hillel, the Pirathonite, ruled Israel. And he had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 young donkeys and ruled Israel 8 years. And Abdon, son of Hillel, the Pirathonite, died and was buried in Pirathon in the land of Ephraim and the mountains of the Amalekites. Chapter 13. And again the children of Israel did evil in the eyes of Yahweh, so Yahweh gave them into the hand of the Philistines for 40 years. And there was a certain man from Sora, of the clan of the Danites, whose name was Manoah. And his wife was barren and had not borne. And the messenger of Yahweh appeared to the woman and said to her, see now, you are barren and have not borne, but you shall conceive, and you shall bear a son. And now please guard, and do not drink wine nor strong drink, and do not eat any unclean food. For look, you are conceiving and bearing a son, and let no razor come upon his head, for the youth is a Nazarite to Elohim from the womb on. And he shall begin to save Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. And the woman came and spoke to her husband, saying, a man of Elohim came to me, and his appearance was like the appearance of a messenger of Elohim. Very awesome. But I did not ask him where he was from, and he did not declare to me his name. And he said to me, see, you are now conceiving and bearing a son. And now drink no wine, nor strong drink, nor eat any unclean food, for the youth is a Nazarite to Elohim from the womb to the day of his death. And Manoah prayed to Yahweh and said, O Yahweh, please let the man of Elohim whom you sent come to us again to teach us what to do for the youth who is born. And Elohim listened. Elohim listened to the voice of Manoah, and the messenger of Elohim came to the woman again, and she was sitting in the field, but Manoah, her husband, was not with her. And the woman ran hurriedly and informed her husband and said to him, see, he has appeared to me, the man who came to me the other day. Manoah arose and went after his wife and came to the man, and he said to him, are you the man who spoke to this woman? And he said, I am. And Manoah said, now let your words come true. What is to be the rule for the youth's life and his work? And the messenger of Yahweh said to Manoah, let the woman guard all that I said to her. Let her not eat any food that comes from the vine, neither let her drink wine nor strong drink or any unclean food. Let her guard all that which I have commanded her. And Manoah said to the messenger of Yahweh, please, let us detain you and prepare you a young goat for you. And the messenger of Yahweh said to Manoah, Though you detain me, I do not eat your food. But if you offer an ascending offering, offer it to Yahweh, for Manoah did not know he was a messenger of Yahweh. Capital M, messenger. Then Manoah said to the messenger of Yahweh, What is your name? When your words come true, then we shall esteem you. And the messenger of Yahweh said to him, Why do you ask my name, since it is wondrous? And Manoah took the young goat with a grain offering and offered it upon the rock to Yahweh, and he did wondrously while Manoah and his wife looked on. And it came to be, as the flame went up toward the heavens of the slaughter place, and the messenger of Yahweh went up in the flame of the slaughter place, and Manoah and his wife were watching, and they fell on their faces to the ground. And the messenger of Yahweh did not appear any more to Manoah and his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was a messenger of Yahweh. And Manoah said to his wife, We shall certainly die, because we have seen Elohim. But his wife said to him, If Yahweh had been pleased to put us to death, he would not have accepted an ascending offering and a grain offering from our hands, nor would he have shown us all this, nor would he have let us hear the like of this. So the woman bore a son and called his name Shimshon, which is Samson. And he grew, and Yahweh blessed him. And the Spirit of Yahweh began to move him at Mahaneh Dan, between Sora and Eshtaol. Chapter 14. And Samson went down to Timnah and saw the woman in Timnah, the daughters of the Philistines. And he went up and informed his father and mother, saying, I have seen a woman in Timnah for the daughter of the daughters of the Philistines, and now take her for me for a wife. But his father and mother said to him, Is there no woman among the daughters of your brothers, or among all my people, that you should take a wife from the uncircumcised Philistines? And Shimshon said, Samson said to his father, Take her for me, for she is pleasing in my eyes. However, his father and mother did not know that it was of Yahweh that he was seeking an occasion to move against the Philistines. For at that time the Philistines were ruling over Israel. Then Samson went down to Timnah with his father and mother, and came to vineyards of Timnah, and saw a young lion roaring as it met him. And the Spirit of Yahweh came mightily upon him, and he tore it apart as the tearing apart of a young goat with nothing in his hand. But he did not make known to his father or his mother what he had done. And he went down and spoke to the woman, and she pleased Samson well. And when he returned later to take her, he turned aside and took the carcass of a lion, and saw a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took some of it in his hands and went along eating. And he came to his father and mother and gave them, and they ate. But he did not make known to them that he took the honey out of the carcass of a lion. So his father went down to the woman, and Samson gave a feast there, for young men used to do so. And it came to be, when they saw him, that they brought 30 companions to be with him. And Samson said to them, Please let me put forth a riddle to you. If you clearly solve and explain it to me within the 7 days of the feast, then I shall give you 30 linen garments and 30 changes of garments. But if you are unable to explain it to me, then you shall give me 30 linen shirts and 30 changes of garments. And they said to him, Put forth your riddle and let us hear it. And he said to them, Out of the eater came forth food, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. And for 3 days they were unable to explain the riddle. And it came to be on the 7th day that when they said to Samson's wife, Entice your husband to explain the riddle to us, or else we burn you and your father's house with fire. You have invited us in order to take what is ours. Is it not? And Samson's wife wept before him and said, You only hate me and do not love me. You have put forth a riddle to the sons of my people, but you have not explained it to me. And he said to her, Look, I have not explained it to my father or my mother. And should I explain it to you? And she had wept before him the 7 days while their feast lasted. And it came to her on the 7th day that he informed her, because she pressed him so much. She then explained the riddle to the sons of her people. And the men of the city said to him on the 7th day before the sun went down, What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion? And he said to them, If you have not plowed with my heifer, you would have not solved my riddle. Wow. Then the Spirit of Yahweh came upon him mightily, and he went down to Eshkelon and struck 30 of their men, stripped them, and gave the changes of garments to those who had explained the riddle. And his displeasure burned, and he went back up to his father's house. And Samson's wife was given to his companion, who had been his friend. Wow. All right. Tomorrow we continue with chapter 15. Shalom.